Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, today we have to do main points from chapter number 7 and 8. Firstly, we have to do from chapter number 8. Okay. So the first one is, as you already know, we have already done this activity in the class also, that in statistical study, what we have to do, first we have to collect the data. After that, we have to organize, then we have to display, and then after that, we have to interpret the data. So the first main point is that there are dash stages of statistical study. So how many stages are there? 4 stages. And if I said, what are their name? Collection, organization, display, and interpretation. Okay. Collection means you can collect data by conducting the surveys, or you can take the data from the people around you. You can even you have to take the data. There's so many ways to collect the, even you have to collect the data online nowadays also. Then you have to arrange it. That arrangement is called organization. And the third one is display. There are so many methods. You can either use pictogram, bar graph, pie chart. There are so many methods to display that data. Okay. Frequency table is also there. And then you have to interpret. What is the meaning of interpretation? Means you are able to answer the question. So these are the 4 stages. Clear? Now move towards the next point. Statistics enables people to make normal decisions. So that you can say informal decision, you can say the wise decision. Okay. Instead of writing informal, you can write statistics enable people to make wise decisions so that they are able to formulate plans wisely. Why they are able to do wise decision? Because by collecting that data, they are able to realize or analyze that which one is the trend. Suppose which specific flavor was cream like nowadays, or which specific trend are in, so that they have to go for that. Okay. Sorry. Next one. This is very much important. Sir William Petty, 1623 to 1687, was one of the first to develop human statistical and census method. Okay. What is the name of a person who first developed this? Is Sir William Petty. And the year is between 1623 to 1687. Clear? So conducting surveys, experiments, interviews, and observations are common ways to collect data. We have already discussed when I told you about the collection. Next, what is the plural of data? Actually, data is plural of datum. Okay. Singular is datum and the plural is data. Next, in a pictogram, a figure or icon is used to represent a category. Next, a legend is used to show the number represented by each figure in a pictogram. This means you have to draw a key, and according to the key, suppose if in a key a bat is drawn, this means 30 students like to play cricket. Suppose if half bat is drawn, it means that 50 students. Yani, according to that legend, you are able to know about the pictogram. Okay. An advantage of pictogram is that it is more colorful and appealing. A disadvantage of pictogram is that sometimes it becomes difficult to use icons to represent exact values. Okay. The bars in the bar graph must be of same width. The space between the bars allow for ease of distinction between each category. Okay. Space among the bars should also be same. An advantage of bar graph is that the data should be the lowest and highest values. Okay. So I have to draw it so it becomes easier to understand what I'm talking. Suppose if I have to draw the bars. Okay. So always remember the space between the bar must be equal. Okay. The space between the bar must be equal and the width of the bar is also same. Clear? Now we have to move towards the next point. Okay, in these points we have already discussed. Now, in a bar graph, if the frequency, in mathematical language, frequency is used, and in normal English, we have to say the number. In a bar graph, if the frequency axis does not start from 0, the displayed data may be misleading. Okay? Always remember that you have to start the data with 0. Suppose if they are uneven, then you have to draw a curve. Okay, I will tell you. Suppose if the first value is to start from 250, the next value is 300. So you have to draw this curve. Okay. Okay. Here you have to write 0. Here you have to start from 250. Then you have 300. Okay. Then you have 350. Here you have to draw the bars. Okay. And this shows the uneven data. Here you have to write 0. Okay. Because if you don't start from 0, it becomes misleading. You must be confused. Next. Okay. First of all, I have to erase. Wait. Okay. Now we comes to the next one. A pie chart is constructed by dividing a circle into different sectors or parts. Okay. You know it. How you have to draw the pie chart? Okay, I have to draw for you. This one is a pie chart, and as you know, that it will be divided into different sectors. Wait. Okay. If I have to divide it equally into 2 parts, so this one is a half of each part. Okay. This one is quarter. And these 4 are the sectors of pie chart. And when we have to sum up of all these, it is equal to 360. Okay. Now, first I have to erase. Okay, now come here. Angle of complete rotation is 360. As I already told you, the angle of complete rotation is of 360. Ratio is comparison of like quantities measured in same units. As you know, that rate is the comparison between different quantities of different units. But in ratio, we have to have a comparison of like quantities. And in rate, we have a comparison between the different quantities. Okay. Ratio can also be written in the form of fraction. The angle at the center of the circle is 360 degrees. As long as the angle are accurate, the size of the pie chart does not matter. Okay. The angle of each sector is proportional to the total strength. I think so. This point is clear. Look here. Suppose if I have to draw a 90-degree angle. Look here. If I have to draw a 90-degree angle, this one is a 90-degree angle. Okay. Again, it is also a 90-degree angle. Same here. Okay. It doesn't. In pie chart, the angle you have drawn must be accurate one. Size doesn't matter. Okay. So the angle of each sector is proportional to the total strength. It is very much important point that the angle of each sector is proportional to the total strength. And what is the total strength in pie chart? Yes, 360 degree. Clear? Now move towards the next point. That is, a fraction is multiplied by 100 in order to convert into percentage. Always remember, if you have to find the percentage of any given value, first on the top you have to write that specific value. Here in the bottom you have to write the total, and then you have to multiply it by 100. Okay. required value or total value 360 degrees method to find angle sector for any specific required value. This shows in pie chart, if you have to find the angle, how you have to find, you have to write required value over total value. Suppose if you have to collect the data about how students come to the school. Obviously, few students come by bus, few on foot, some on cars. So you have to collect this data, then you have to total this. Clear? Suppose if 86 students come by car. So how you have to find this angle? On the top, you have to write, okay, I have to write it for you. On the top, you have to write, 86. And if the total values are of, suppose, 160, and for finding angle sector method, now you have to multiply it by, you have to multiply it by 360 for angle sector. Okay, so you have to multiply it by 360. So this is the way to find it. Getting my point? They are saying na, how required value is student come by car is 86, then total value, when you have to sum up of all the student, the total is 160, then you have to multiply it by 360. Why you have to multiply it by 360? Because when you have to sum all the sectors of pie chart, it is equal to 360 degree. I think so it is clear to all of you. Very good. Now we have to move towards the next one. Disadvantage of pie chart is that the numerical value of each data cannot be determined directly. Okay. Next, we comes to first we discuss about bar graph, pictogram, and then the pie chart. Now we comes to the line graph. A line graph is preferred when we want to observe a rising or falling trend. Always remember, when we have to use line graph, when we have to know about the falling or rising trend in a set of data. Okay, and data is the plural of data. To obtain a line graph, we can plot points on a graph paper and connect each successive point by a line segment. Okay, first we suppose if different years are given, 2009, we have to put that value, then 2010 we have to put all these value. Okay, I have to do for you. Look front, how we have to draw a line graph. Suppose this one. Here, suppose in 2009, our value is 30. So I just put a dot here. Wait. Next value is, suppose, this one. Then we have, how we have to join this one in this way. So this one is called rising and falling trend. This rising and falling trend shows in a line graph. And very important point is that, suppose here I have to take data for 2009. Here I have to take data for 2010. But suppose if in between I have to find any intermediate value, I can find it easily in case of line graph. Clear? So firstly, I have to remove all that. Just give me a few seconds, beta. Okay. Now we come to the next point. Disadvantage. Okay. To obtain line graph, we can plot points on a graph paper and connect each successive point by a line segment. I have to discuss it. Okay. A pictogram is okay. First, we have to do this. The choice of an appropriate statistical diagram depends on the type of data collected and purpose of collecting data. Next, a pictogram is more suitable when the data has to be presented in a lively and interesting manner. A pictogram is usually preferred when the data do not include values that require a fraction of the icons to be used. All these are written in your book, so I just go through it because I already explained it in the previous slides. A bar graph is most suitable when we want to compare between the data sets. If we have different data, suppose if we want to know about the choice of people who love to buy blue color car or white or black, so all these choices are data sets. So bar graph is most suitable when we want to compare between the data sets. This one is clear. Next, and when we are interested to know the exact numerical value, okay, then we have to use the bar graph. Pie chart is most suitable when we want to show the relative size of each data set in proportion to the entire data set. I already told you in pie chart, all the sectors are proportional to their the total values. A line graph is most suitable when we want to show trends over a period of time, or we want to find rising or falling trend. Okay, again I have to explain this point. A bar graph is most suitable when we want to compare between the data sets. Okay, first I have to draw it. Okay, these are the different bars. Just give. They are the same width, and the space between the bars are also equal. Okay, suppose this long bar shows the choice of people who love to play cricket. These are the student who love to play hockey, and this to play football. So their frequency describe their heights. Okay, and the second, you can easily compare different data sets. This one is the first data set, this one is the second, and this one is the third. Now this one is clear. When we have to use bar graph, we can easily, first have to erase, we can easily compare between the data set. Clear? Now we move towards the next point, and that one is the last one. Okay, 180-degree angle sector represent half of total population in case of pie chart. I told you, and the complete circle is of 360. When we have to do half, it is equal to 180. When we have to take quarter mean we have to divide it by 4. It is of 90 degree. Okay. So next point, data is a collection of numerical figures that represent a particular kind of information. Always remember what is the data. It is a collection of numerical figures. Or how we have to find the numerical figures? Suppose if I have to ask you how many, okay, during summer vacation, which city you want to go for a trip. So you told me your different choices. So in this way, I have to collect the information. That information which I collect is called the data. Now I think so it is clear. Next, data collection is process of gathering information. It is interrelated. What is data collection? It is the process, it is the procedure of gathering information. Okay. So data organization is the way to arrange the raw data in an understandable order. This is all for today. I think so it is more than clear to all of you. So Allah Hafiz.